right, that's the show. Bye. Good night, everybody.
Wait. Hang on. Wait a minute. Where am I?
I hit it by accident, and I thought I'll just go with it. Let's do the outro too. Why not? Let's do
Okay.
No,
it kind of
let's
blended
not.
well.
Hi. Welcome to the show.
Good morning.
Wow.
Good morning.
Everybody.
Rise and shine.
Rise and shine.
back
It's
to bed.
10 p.m. where I live.
Well, maybe
It's
the outro
9/11
music
here.
was more fitting than. Oh no.
What? Oh no. All right, that's the show, everybody. Let's have.
Can we just clean the slate?
What's wrong?
Oh
Yeah,
God.
what's up?
Hey, we're the
This is
Sleepy
the second
Idiots
time
Club.
in like 20 minutes I've assaulted Felicia with audio bits.
Oh, God.
Yeah, there's a lot. We played Fortnite for a really long time with like 8 people.
10. There's 10 people.
10 people.
Jesus.
There was just a lot of sound happening. Hi, this is the Sleepy Idiots Club.
Yeah.
I'm one of your hosts, Felicia. You can find me at Felicia3 on Twitter and Instagram.
Hi. I'm another one of your hosts, Beth.
Hi.
You can find me on Twitter at BethMostF or Instagram at BethDBush.
I'm Jesse. You can find me on Blue Sky, and I just made my thing at idiots.fm.
And it's
Might as
important
well
that if
advertise the
you
show.
Yeah, if you do find Jesse on Blue Sky, you find at idiots.fm, just know that it is controlled solely by Jesse.
Why we need a disclaimer?
I just wanted to throw that out there.
Yeah.
All right.
Seems safe.
Yeah.
Might be a political tweet or two.
Yeah.
Skeet, as it were.
You can find our website at www.idiots.fm, and there's links to our socials, including the Discord, which you can use to chat with other Sleepy Idiots.
Yeah.
Otherwise, we're at Sleepy Idiots everywhere. Most active on Twitter, but that might change.
Who knows?
Who knows? And hey, why don't you go ahead?
Runs it into the ground.
Okay, well, why don't you go ahead and rate us at podchaser.com or Apple Podcasts?
Hell yeah.
Hell yeah. What's happening now, do we think?
It's rule of threes, comedy stuff.
I love waiting for the sound bite.
Usually it's me fumbling around, not remembering where it is. That was just a special occasion. Hey, Felicia and Beth, what you got going on in your life? Let's Felicia go first.
Nothing again.
All right, Beth, you go.
I feel like we do this too often. There's nothing new between weeks.
Why do we have a pod? We're the most boring people.
I know.
I think maybe the most boring triumvirate on the planet.
I think we need to skip this section or rope it in with something else. If we have housekeeping at the top, that's fine. But
Yeah.
this is not a long enough section to justify keeping it.
I'm fine with it. We never have anything.
No, fucking go places. Look,
well,
I'll be
okay,
this
that
section.
makes one of us. Yeah, go for it.
I'm just kidding. I usually don't have that much going on. But this past weekend was... Jesus, the cats are fighting the door. This past weekend was my niece's baby shower, so I did that. That was an event.
Was that the one that had the gender reveal too?
Yeah, she's the one that had the gender reveal.
What's the next party?
The next party is gonna be everyone goes in the hospital room with her. The entire everyone that was at the party. No, that was a joke.
That's a
what
nightmare.
If that was a thing?
No,
people wouldn't have kids.
That sounds like some sort of weird, like, dystopian future.
Everybody pile in, look at my vagina.
Yeah. No, that sounds like something that would happen in Midsommar.
Yeah,
that's true.
Yeah, but anyways, it was nice. There was good food. It was at this place downtown. It's very pretty. Something else I want to talk about that happened in my life is that I got influenced by Will and Dawn, who took a cruise to Mexico. I didn't get influenced by them specifically. I got influenced by all of the roadside stands that had pineapple. And I was at Costco and they had pineapples and I bought one. I've never cut a pineapple myself before. So this is really exciting.
I think it's a pain in the ass.
You've what? How old are you? You've never cut a
How dare
pineapple?
you. Why would I cut a pineapple? Like, people do that for you. You just get it from the
Yeah,
store. Well,
You
I'll
get them
tell
in
you.
chunks
Because
already.
it's so much cheaper to not do that.
Who gives
Listen,
a fuck?
But here's the thing. No one else around me likes pineapple, so why am I buying a whole pineapple ever?
Well, that's
Like, we just
crazy also.
we just didn't have them in my house.
How's a whole lot of people not like pineapple at the same time? That feels weird.
I don't know. That's just how we're a watermelon family, okay?
All right. How do you like watermelon but not pineapple? I feel like
Because my family would grow watermelons, so we had our own.
Yeah,
Oh.
they're very different.
Here, grow some of that
Yeah.
Louisiana pineapple.
They're completely different. Pineapple is like super tart and specific tasting. Anyways, it was my first time cutting it. I watched YouTube videos. I had a great time. It was really, really good. I loved it.
Hell yeah.
And that's my
Hell
pineapple
yeah,
story.
pineapple story. I would do the outro thing, but I already did it 3 times.
Yeah.
And the comedy rules say you can't do a 4.
No.
Thank God.
Unless you plan on doing 5, because it gets funny again at a certain point.
It gets funny at 7.
I don't know if it's 5. Yeah, I think it would be like 7 or 9.
Yeah. And then it gets not funny again really quick after that.
Yeah.
At 10, people turn the podcast off.
Wait, hang on. You didn't do yours.
Yeah, what did you do?
I love that there's 3 people and 1 pineapple story. We named our dog Baloo.
Yeah.
He was very chill the first day, and now he's a little hellhound.
I mean, puppies usually are.
Bitey boy. I watched the video, though. We got that biting under control today.
Hell yeah.
Oh, boy.
No more biting.
Do you know what kind of dog he is?
No. He looks kind of like, when he looks straight at you, he kind of looks a little bit like my old dog, so I think maybe pit bull is in there. But he's got like, what is it? Brindle.
Yeah, he has like that brindle color.
Yeah.
It's very pretty.
And doesn't he have floppy ears?
He does have super floppy, cute ears.
Yeah.
And super smooth fur. It's very nice to pet him.
He looks velvet.
I don't know what breeds have brindle fur. Can that be anything?
Maybe. Yeah, a lot of them do.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know. All I know, he's big as fuck. He's going to be big. He's a horse. Boy.
Good.
Good at fetching.
There's a cat in the background.
I heard.
Yeah, it's Elwood's pitching a fit.
Oh no, is he locked up?
He is. Otherwise, he'd be trampling the entire... He'd turn off the show. That's what would happen if he was out.
Blue, I played Diablo 4. That's it. That's my whole life. Me and Miriam played like 3 hours of Diablo today, and then I played like 4 hours of Fortnite or however long that was.
Yeah, it was a while.
And we did bits. Me and Steve invented a Superbike song.
Okay.
Which was based on me saying the word Superbike and nobody having a fucking clue what I was talking about.
And what are you talking about?
Well, okay.
It's upsetting.
No, okay, hang on. That isn't really non-specific. So Jesse we were playing like a game where you launch off of a ramp with a bunch of different types of vehicles. And Jesse was like, "Oh, it works best if you take this Superbike." We were all like, "What? The what?" And then Jesse was like, the Superbike, it's big, it's fast. Like, what the fuck is a Superbike? And I think we realized that that's just what Jesse calls it and not what it's actually called.
No, that's incorrect. That's what it's actually called.
Debatable.
I Googled it because you guys were gaslighting the fuck out of me. There's like 9 people who were like, what the fuck is a Superbike?
Yeah.
And it's a whole it's like Formula 1, but with bikes. There's also like Supercross, same sort of thing.
Yeah, sure. One of the reasons that it was such
none of you know what a Superbike is.
So it was just a really specific reference.
Yes.
That's not. No, it's in specific.
Well,
specific would be like going down into the model numbers and manufacturers.
No, shut up,
and
Jesse.
Shit.
So one of the reasons I think there were so many of us playing is because our pal Mike was playing, which is really rare. But whenever he plays, he does this bit, I guess, where he doesn't turn on his mic unless he just has like a bit. So pretty much Mike was playing in silence, but every once in a while just saying Superbike.
I love that.
Yeah,
That's very
so
funny.
The mic clicks when he unmutes, so you just hear this click and then super blank and then unclick.
or sometimes you just hear the click and then air, and then he doesn't say anything and it unclicks.
Yeah. Mike's real funny.
It is
I would say
funny,
he's
but it's
funny.
also like, I thought I was gonna play with my friend today, but no, we're just doing this, huh?
We're just doing super bikes.
I could see doing that if there's like so many other people.
Yeah.
And it's just like, well, this is too much.
When there's 10 people, you gotta do the other modes because you can only play 4 in the regular, and usually it's like people will sit out, but that's too many people.
Yeah.
Wow.
Hey, Felicia, what'd you watch last week?
Nothing new. I've been watching more Evil Lives Here and noticed that it's getting like very Christian all of a sudden. Like all of the
Huh.
people that get interviewed about, like siblings or parents or spouses that went insane and killed people, they're always like, "Well, I just turned it over to the Lord and now it's all good." And it didn't used to be that way, but now it's like every single person. Now I'm kind of wondering
That's weird.
what the message of the show is.
I wonder if it's like maybe a Christian production company or something.
It
What
could
is
be
this show
'cause,
again?
it's kind of true crime, but it's a little different because they interview family members of people who did something terrible, usually some kind of murder.
Okay.
And they talk about like what they were like as a child, or if it was someone they married, like what was it like in the beginning of your marriage, or if it was a parent, it's like what was it like growing up? And they
Yeah.
kind of go through the life and all the signs that kind of led up to the crime. And like some of the episodes are really sad, which aren't my favorite, but then there's like some that are just fucking wild because people will straight up be like, "Yeah, I never would have known. He did strangle a cat in front of me, but who would have thunk it?" Those are the ones I like because it's like you're all so stupid.
Yeah, dude. Jesus.
So yeah, pretty much that and the bar show that I talked about last time.
Bar Rescue.
Bar Rescue and Bob's Burgers.
Wow.
This is Evil Lives Here is produced by Red Marble Media. They are not a Christian thing. They're just a production company from New York.
Well, I guess when you have near-death experiences, it ups your faith a bit.
That's true.
Makes sense. Me?
Yeah.
Okay. This past week I watched 2 very much bummers of docu-series. One of them was Shiny Happy People about the Duggars.
Oh, yeah. Hold on. I'm going to put that on the list here just so I can remember because I wanted to watch it.
It's good. I don't want to like spoil is a weird word for like reality stuff, but I don't want to spoil the docu-series too much, but like they talked about like I learned a lot about this Christian organization, the IBLP, which I had never heard of.
Me neither.
And that was super interesting. So you're learning more than just the Duggars. Like there's a whole network of things going on behind the scenes. So pretty good.
What was the other one?
The other one was the Murdaugh murders.
Oh, I've seen just like that title, but I don't know what they are.
That's too close to the murders. Why do they name it that?
Some of the people in it like said Murdoch, but it's Murdaugh.
Oh, this is a South Carolina thing, huh?
Yeah. Yeah, it's like
that's right
the
next
Murdaughs
door.
are like this prominent lawyer family in South Carolina, and the whole docu-series is like told through the commentary by like the victims' families and friends and all that. It's very sad, but it's really good. There's a lot. It's very complicated, but a lot of murder, a lot of corruption.
I might check both of those out. I don't mind a bummer documentary.
I don't necessarily mind if it's a bummer. I think what I like or what I don't like about true crime is when it's unresolved or there's like no justice. The reason why I like Evil Lives Here is because all of the people that they're talking about are either in jail or dead. and it's like you're hearing the story of the survivors,
Yeah.
which is why it interests me. I don't like just all this sad murder stuff if it's just
Yeah.
like, and he got away with it.
Me neither. Like I'm not a unsolved mysteries fan, or like
Yeah.
like on My Favorite Murder, sometimes they'll tell I survived stories, and those are great because like you
Yeah, I
know that
like
they
those.
wrap up.
Right. You know that the person survived.
Yeah. Yeah. But these I would say I would think you would like these based off of what you just said.
Cool.
There's some justice happening. And then okay, last thing is I started a new rewatch podcast.
Which one?
This one is for The Last of Us. I
Whoa.
watched episode 1, and the rewatch podcast is you guys.
Oh shit.
Yes.
Really?
Previously, I skipped over the segments where you guys would talk about it because I knew I would eventually watch it. So I watched episode 1, and then I went back to that episode and listened to that segment
Hell
of you
yeah,
guys
dude.
talking about it.
Yeah, I like that.
I like it. I'm gonna keep watching it.
Cool.
Like I don't play video games, but I've watched people play them a million times, so I can see how it's like video gamey, and that's cool to look at. And the story's nice. It stressed the hell out of me, like more than
That's
like The
not gonna
Walking
get
Dead.
better.
No, it doesn't seem like it. But,
our friend Heather had started to play the second game because she really liked the show and she wanted to kind of catch up with the story and find out what happens. And it is a lot more, the second game is a lot more stressful. It's a lot harder in terms of combat because you're fighting a lot more people and they're like really specced out in this game. So she was like, it was just too stressful, but she got through some major plot points. And I'm like, okay, at least you know X, Y, and Z happens, but like, I really want you to finish just so we can talk about it. But I also get it, and I don't think you need to finish it.
So there's gonna be like a season 2.
There is, but I wouldn't anticipate it until I think they said like maybe 2025.
Depending on the writer's strike.
Yeah.
Oh, that's true too.
Speaking of, that was another bit during Fortnite. Was Heather has COVID again for like
for the fourth
maybe the
time.
5th time.
It's
Fourth
the fourth,
time?
yeah.
It's a record.
Too many times.
I mean, she is a nurse, so it makes sense. But for someone who has gotten exposed a bunch of times and gotten vaccinated a bunch of times, it's very unfortunate.
Yeah.
Somewhere around like halfway through our Fortnite playing, Mike started texting her own positive result, like over and over again.
And then started texting it to all of us as well.
That's really sweet.
And then started generating AI images of a redhead holding a COVID test and sending those.
Pretty
Yeah,
good.
I got like 3 of those.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good bit. So you just watched Bummers?
Yeah, Bummers, and then the last Bummers, and then Stress.
Well, it's a little bit of both.
Yeah. Yeah. Actually, yeah.
We watched another Mystery Science Theater 3000 in VR.
We did. I didn't get through the whole thing.
You and Beth bailed.
Well, it's because we didn't start with that. We watched a bunch of other stuff, and then they put on a movie. It was already like 10 p.m. for me.
It was the
midnight
final
for me.
sacrifice. You saw at least the parts with Rousdower, right?
Yeah. And how they just kept saying the Mystery Science Theater guys just kept saying
Rousdower. Well, it was the way the kid kept saying it.
Yeah. There was so to clarify, there is a character named Zap Rousdower, which sounded like utter gibberish when he said it. But the Mystery Science Theater guys kept saying Rousdower like the kid in the movie every so often.
Rousdower.
I did not know it had a 2.1 on IMDb.
Yeah, it's not good. I looked it up on IMDb because I wanted to know that kid's acting history because he was maybe the worst actor I've ever seen in anything.
Yeah, not good.
Yeah.
Very not good.
Someone's kid.
There's this part where he like smiled with all his teeth. And the Mystery Science Theater guys just like did this goblin growl.
Oh yeah, I did see that part. We rewound it.
definitely rewound
Yeah.
it. That's my favorite part about VR is that we just rewind the good parts and watch them over and over. That's my favorite.
Yeah. Steve's good at that.
Hell yeah.
Mhm.
But Rousdower is a very unlikely hero. There was another guy who talked like he swallowed glass. And there was a scene with that guy that went on for like 10 minutes.
I don't remember that
You
guy.
guys must have fallen asleep before then.
Yeah.
I didn't fall asleep. I just left at a certain point.
This guy was ridiculous. They found him in a cabin and it was like night and they were barely lighting the room. So you saw the kid, Rousdower, and this weird guy talk like
Oh, yeah.
just
Yeah,
yeah,
I
just
remember him.
pouring exposition out of his mouth for 10 fucking minutes in the worst voice possible.
It was barely
Yeah,
understandable.
you couldn't understand it at all.
Perfect for a movie.
Yeah, perfect. I love Mystery
Yeah.
Science Theater. I'll watch them all the time, and they're so
Yeah.
good in VR. It's like the perfect place to watch those things.
It really is. You're like in there with them. It's great.
Yeah. We watched Eric Andre season 6, the first 2 episodes of that. That show is batshit. Very funny.
Yeah, it's very much like I Think You Should Leave in the sense where, like, sometimes it's too much for me, but when it hits, it's so fucking funny.
Yeah. It's not often that those types of shows, like, I love every segment. Usually, like, I used to watch Late Night with Conan O'Brien. I skip all the interviews and I watch the bits. This show is like very good front to back. Everything's a winner.
It's not skippable at all
No.
because you never know what's gonna happen.
Yeah. There's a bunch of crazy shit happening.
Yeah, the whole point is just bits.
Yep.
Yeah.
Very good, funny bits. We watched The Matrix. That was our watch along.
We did.
That was good.
You liked it, Beth?
I learned a thing today about it, which is that the characters that are coming down, like the green text, it's the production designer scanned Japanese cookbooks, and that's where it comes from.
What the fuck? Really?
That's so funny.
That's a good little tidbit.
Yeah. I can't believe you didn't know that, Jesse.
Nope, I did not.
Yeah, Jesse, what the fuck? I was watching, we went to my mom's for dinner tonight, and it was like on one of the million trivia shows that she watches.
What the hell? That's good trivia.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The one of the other choices was like of what it could have been scanned from was The Art of War, and I was like, it has to be that. Like that's so perfect.
You would think so, yeah.
Japanese
cookbooks is funnier.
That's very funny.
It is.
I watched Interstellar last night.
I don't know that you get to put that on the list when it's something you've seen 8,000 times.
Why not? It's a good movie.
Your fave.
That's my favorite.
I found our copy today because I was organizing our DVDs. and we have that one. We have Interstellar.
I keep trying to talk Miriam into throwing all of our D&D, all of our DVDs into the sun.
The only ones that I have left are really hard to find, like kids Halloween movies that I got from like a Hallmark store.
Dude, I have like a first edition like Dogma DVD that I just had to watch. I didn't collect it or whatever. And now that thing's worth like $200 because they don't release Dogma on DVD anymore because Miramax has like weird shit going on. So you literally like cannot find it except for bootlegs and my weird DVD like shelf to the left of me here. It's just got all kinds of bullshit on it. Dazed and Confused.
Wow.
That's my shit. Beth, you haven't seen that, or have you?
I don't think so. I don't know.
Dazed and Confused is a thing that I make all my friends watch eventually, so I'm pretty sure Felicia's seen it.
Yes, I have.
I don't know. I'd have to see what it looks like. Who's in it?
Mila Jovovich.
Yeah, Mila Jovovich.
Of course.
And other people, like Ben Affleck's in it.
Mm-hmm.
It was Matthew McConaughey's first movie.
Whoa.
That's where the all right comes from.
And be a lot cooler if you did.
It would be a lot cooler if you did. When he asked, what's his face if you had weed? And he said no. All right, that's it. Let's go. Let's do question.
Let's do it.
No, the time for asking
any question
is right now.
This one's from Efren from the Discord. He asks, what is your favorite movie that is set in a camp?
The only one that I could think of, like, what came to mind right away was this movie called You Might Be the Killer, starring Fran Kranz.
Which
Uh,
I can't. You gotta go with a different name.
Fran Kranz, he's from, Cabin in the Woods. He played the stoner.
Fran Cranstein.
No, just Fran Kranz. Um,
Oh, I know who you mean.
yeah, I know you know who I
I didn't
mean.
know his name though.
He's a horror staple. But yeah, this movie, You Might Be the Killer, was just like a really random Shutter drop
Huh.
that doesn't seem to be around anymore. And it was about this camp counselor who like found this mask in the woods. There was like this urban legend at the camp, and he like went looking for it and found it and put the mask on, and it like turns him into a serial killer, but he doesn't remember that he's doing it, so he just keeps like finding bodies.
Wow.
And it's very silly. And like his best friend works at a horror video store, and he keeps calling her for tips, and she's like, well, you're probably the killer, you're gonna have to kill yourself. Like very not helpful shit. It's silly, it's goofy. It's got a 5.9 on IMDb, which is like
Not terrible.
not bad for horror,
No.
but I don't know that it's findable.
Is there a
Mm.
place that gets horror ratings correct? Because they're always fucked.
Not correct. I wouldn't say correct, but for IMDb, at least I tend to know if it's like a 5.5 or higher, that it might be fine. Like it
Hmm.
might be decent. Because I just default know that horror is going to get rated a lot lower.
Yeah.
So you just like scale it different in your head.
Yeah. One of my favorite bits from that movie, it's so stupid. You know, like in Halloween and other horror movies, there's that like
Yeah, I know it from Crystal
that-
Lake. That's Friday
yeah,
the 13th.
Crystal Lake. So they kind of do that, but there's this one character named Steve. They call him the Kayak King. So it's just like Steve, kill Steve, the kayak. It's so stupid. It was really funny.
Kind of want to watch it. What's it called again?
You Might Be the Killer.
Wait, did you?
I think at one point I suggested it as a watch along, and then our friend Matt was like, "Fuck that movie. That was terrible."
I believe that. That sounds
Mm.
fun though.
Yeah, it's fun.
All right, Beth, what's your favorite? What's your favorite camp movie?
Camp movie. The first one that came to mind when I thought camp was Parent Trap.
That's a
Yeah.
camp movie?
I thought that too.
They go to-
Well, they meet at camp.
Do they?
Yeah, they meet at their parents send them both to this like very expensive looking summer camp, and they like come across each other and they're like, what the fuck, we look alike. And that's how it starts.
I didn't know that was in a camp.
Yeah.
Not the whole thing, but yeah, some of it.
Yeah, they leave camp eventually, go to England and Napa, California. And the second one, because I feel like I love these both the same, is Adam's Family Values.
Oh, that's a good one.
Yeah, good call.
Yeah. And I realized both of these, the protagonists end up getting in trouble and getting exiled into isolation cabins because no one wants to deal with their bullshit.
That sounds fucking wonderful. That's like the opposite of a punishment.
When I was looking at stuff about the Parent Trap, it said that it's based on this real camp, Camp Walden in Denmark, Maine, but that one doesn't have an isolation cabin, which is very good to know.
I mean, any cabin can be an isolation cabin if no one else is in it.
That's true.
That's
You just
true.
kick the other
That's
fuckers
true.
out, and then it's any size isolation cabin you want.
They can make their own rules as they go.
Hell yeah. Efren like listed examples and nailed mine. He said, so to sleepaway camp or space camp. And space camp is my favorite one. There's no fucking way in hell either of you have ever heard or seen it.
No.
Nope.
It's from the 80s. I think it's like 86. And I used to watch it so many times. And I always wanted to go to space camp because of this movie. It might have like helped to spark my love of space. So space camp might have like led into my interstellar addiction.
Is that why you watched Interstellar this week?
Oh, yeah, it could be
I bet it
actually.
is.
Well, I was playing Diablo 4, so I wanted something like I could play on the side that I didn't have to look at, but I could still
Oh, yeah.
it's basically happening in my head because I've seen it so many times.
That makes
So
sense.
that's what I picked. But Space Camp, I want to do as a watch along because it's a ridiculous movie. It's not by any means good.
Okay, that
I
sounds
don't think
fun.
I've ever visually seen a space camp. Like, I've heard people say space camp a
Yeah,
million
dude.
times. But what do you do at a space camp?
You fuck around. NASA lets you fuck around on their like little kid space shit.
Oh, shit. That sounds like fun.
Yeah, you go learn how to do space stuff. And they got like that spinny boy, that gravity thing.
Whoa.
But they don't let you. They don't take you up to like. They don't take the children up to like 10 G's. But the basic premise of space camp is genius. It's that a bunch of kids go to space camp and they accidentally go into space without their instructors.
That's pretty good. I like it.
Whoops.
I'd watch that.
That's very fun. I love it a lot. I just put it on the
Wow.
list. I'll replace Fight Club since Felicia won't let me watch that again.
I never said you can't. I just don't want to. You and Beth are gonna.
Yeah.
Bonus boy.
The guy was like tearing him to pieces with his mouth. So I told him, get off, it's like, and the guy just kept eating the other guy away, like ripping his skin.
Larry Vega describes it as a scene out of a horror movie as a naked man chewed off the face of another naked man.
Yeah, copyright dinged again.
Savoring that while I can.
I forgot about it until it was going, and then I was like, oh yeah, shit, I wasn't supposed to use that again.
Well, does anyone but me have news?
I got nothing. I had one, but it turned out to be wrong.
Oh.
I have one.
Go for it.
I don't know if this is news to everyone. It was news to me. I saw that there's only going to be one more Spider-Verse movie, so it'll be a little trilogy.
Oh.
And it's called Beyond the Spider-Verse.
They gotta the fucking titles confuse the shit out of me already. It's just gonna get worse because it's Into the Spider-Verse, Across the Spider-Verse, Beyond the Spider-Verse.
That
makes sense to
That
me.
sounds like a progression.
How
yeah.
do you?
Yeah.
By the time it's Beyond the Spider-Verse, you're not gonna be able to keep that shit straight.
But it's
you go in it, then you go through it and across it, then you go beyond it.
Yeah.
That doesn't sound that confusing.
That's confusing.
Okay.
That's fucking stupid confusing.
Okay.
All right. Sorry, your tiny mind can't process.
I really want to see Across the Spider-Verse. I'm sad I can't
Me
yet.
too.
I need to come out.
I'm excited for it.
Me too. Very excited.
Maybe by the time it actually does, I'll have seen the first one.
Yeah. Let's all watch it together. Ooh, let's watch it in VR.
We could do that.
Yeah, we could do it.
Ooh, that'd be fun.
It's really pretty.
Yeah, it is.
That would be nice.
That's one of the things about those movies is that they're visually very pretty. And I hear this one's very, very, very pretty.
Nice.
Hell yeah.
Well, I have 3 bits of news.
Yeah.
The first one is that the first trailer for The Witcher season 3 dropped. And it comes out. It says Volume 1 releases on June 29th on Netflix, which means it's at least going to be released in 2 different parts.
Is this the Cavill-less one?
No, this is Cavill's last season.
Okay.
Which I already I canceled Netflix a while back. I don't think I'm gonna re-up it for this. I liked season 1. Season 2 was very meh.
Yeah.
So I don't know that I care anymore. I just like looking at Henry Cavill like that. So yeah, that's number 1. Number 2 was the new trailer for Yorgos Lanthimos' Poor Things.
Can you say that name again?
Yorgos Lanthimos.
Yorgos Lanthimos.
He made The Lobster and I think a couple other weird little ditties like that. I have been seeing promo images and casting from this movie for a really long time, but had no idea what it was. So I watched the trailer and it's very much like a Frankenstein set in a Wes Anderson universe, kinda. Emma Stone plays this chick that was built by Willem Dafoe, and she's she doesn't quite function correctly. and she's just like very curious about the world. So I think it's kind of about her like becoming a person, like learning how to become a person
Yeah.
essentially. But it's very like Alice in Wonderland vibey. I feel like I'm either gonna love this movie, it's gonna be like a new fave, or I'm gonna fucking hate it. It's one of those two, and it's not gonna be in between.
I like
Um,
the idea of Wes Anderson Frankenstein. That's
yeah,
intriguing.
it's
Yeah.
very aesthetic and vibey, and I really like the look of it. I liked the trailer. So there's a good chance I'll like it. My only thing is I really didn't like The Lobster. It was too weird for me. So I'm not sure if I love Lanthimos and his work, but I'm kind of excited for it. It's called Poor Things.
Mm.
It releases in theater September 8th.
Oh, it's coming down the pipe.
Yeah. And then my last thing, which I am the most excited about, is they just released a trailer for a documentary called Hideo Kojima Connecting Worlds. Kojima is the one who has done all of the fucking Metal Gear games and Death Stranding, which I love Death Stranding, even though it's a very weird game.
Yeah.
Kojima is like a really interesting person to me. He's just like this very sunny, happy man who has this really interesting, strange mind. And like he's very much all about, like the title suggests, connecting worlds. And like Death Stranding is kind of all about reconnecting a broken world. The documentary is it looks behind the scenes at some of Death Stranding and the making of, but it's more about Kojima when he launched his independent game studio and what it means to be a video game auteur.
Yeah.
And like just kind of his creative process and what going independent looks like and what his influences are and that kind of thing. So I'm really interested. I'm not usually a huge documentary person, but I will for sure watch that.
Yeah, he's an interesting dude. That should be good.
Yeah, there's no release date yet. It just says coming soon.
Okay. I would like to watch that when it comes out.
Yeah.
And your third?
That was my
That was-
third.
I do this
Jesse.
every
week.
You should just keep doing it. It's funny.
I'll keep being aloof. That's my whole vibe.
I'm very excited. Are you excited?
Yes.
No.
The Flash. That's it. That's my whole
Oh, I
thing.
don't care.
I'm excited, even though I can't see it till it comes out on streaming. I'm still excited about it. Hey, Felicia.
Yeah.
What are we watching this week?
We're gonna watch Ravenous. As Beth discovered, there's a lot of different movies called Ravenous. So this is the 1999 version starring Guy Pearce and Robert Carlyle, and Neil McDonough, who I fucking love.
Buck Compton. Band of Brothers.
And so many other things.
Yeah.
And it's just like this weird little, very unknown horror movie. Jesse, I showed it to Jesse. It's got a very unique soundtrack.
Yeah, it's my favorite part about it.
It's so fun and jaunty and doesn't totally fit the vibe of the movie.
It doesn't
like
fit
that.
at all, but it somehow
also
like
kinda
ties
does.
it together. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's weird. It's weird how they
It's
did
also
it.
a little bit silly. So I'm excited. This is one of my faves, and usually it's a weird one to watch in the summer because it's got a very winter vibe. That's usually when I rewatch, but I couldn't think of anything else, and we've been referencing it a lot lately. So
It's also
there you go.
listed as drama, action, adventure, and I thought it was a horror.
It's definitely horror.
Yeah, I don't know why it's listed that way.
I don't know either.
Hell
Sounds
yeah!
like fun.
All right, that's the show. Let's pack it up. Bye, everybody.
Oh, all right, okay. Good.
I thought it'd be
night,
funny if I
guess.
didn't play the outro.
Bringing it back again.
You can only play it 3 times, don't you
Yeah,
dare.
you can only play it 3 times. Otherwise, it fucks everything up.
Yeah.
You guys,
Let's
you
just
gotta
play
read
it
up on the
10
rule of
times right
threes.
now.
Okay.
Let's just do
I'm
an
down
outro for
I
10
will
minutes.
do it. You don't think
That
I'll
was
do
just
it?
kidding.
I'll
That was
commit.
please Don't call my bluff.
Wow, bye everybody. Have a nice dream.
Goodbye.
See ya.
Good night. I like that whistle, boy.
Superbike.
Get a super bike.
It's a thing.